Why my animation looks choppy.
What am I doing wrong? Why isn't it smooth? Why does my animation still look choppy? Is it because of FPS?
Let's start with this one. At first glance, it looks like a normal jump. The character leaves the ground, lands, and the action is easy to understand. But something feels off. It doesn't feel as natural as it should. Now watch this version. It's the exact same action, the same jump, yet somehow it feels smoother, more believable, more alive.
More believable?
Now, let's compare them side by side. At first, you might think the second animation feels better simply because it has more drawings. And yes, having more drawings can help. But that's not the whole story. Because even with the same idea, one animation feels mechanical, while the other feels alive. So what is your brain noticing that makes such a big difference? Let's find out. So, what actually makes an animation feel choppy? Most beginners think the answer is simple. Just add more drawings. But that's only part of the story. The real question isn't how many drawings you create, it's where you place them. Let's imagine a simple ball moving across the screen. If every drawing is placed at exactly the same distance, the movement feels constant. But real life almost never moves like that. Some beginners do the opposite. They place their drawings almost randomly. Some frames are too close together. Others are suddenly much farther apart. Your eyes notice those uneven jumps immediately. Professional animators think differently. When something begins to move, it usually starts slowly. As it gains speed, the distance between each drawing becomes larger. And before it comes to a stop, those drawings become closer together again. This is called easing. Ease in and ease out. But don't misunderstand this. That doesn't mean every animation should follow the exact same pattern. Every action has its own rhythm. The goal isn't perfect consistency, it's believable motion. Another common mistake is relying only on more in-betweens. More drawings don't automatically create smoother animation. If those drawings are placed in the wrong positions, the motion still won't feel right. You're simply creating more frames of the same mistake. Good spacing gives movement rhythm. Good easing gives it flow. And well-placed in-betweens connect everything together. But even if you master all of that, something still feels missing. Because your eyes aren't just looking at drawings. Your brain is constantly predicting where the next movement should go. When your animation follows that expectation, it feels smooth. When it breaks that expectation, it feels choppy. And that brings us to the most important part. Why some animations don't just move, they actually feel alive. So far, we've talked about spacing. We've talked about easing. We've even explored how your brain predicts motion. But none of those things can save an animation if the movement itself isn't believable. Because great animation isn't created by moving a character. It's created by convincing the audience that every movement has a reason. And that journey begins before the action even starts. Watch any athlete before they jump. Watch a cat before it leaps. Or even watch yourself. Nobody moves instantly. Every body prepares first. It bends. It shifts its weight. It stores energy. Animators call this anticipation. Without anticipation, there is no buildup. Without buildup, there is no payoff. The movement may still happen, but it won't feel alive. Then comes the launch. This is where the stored energy is finally released. The body stretches. The force pushes upward. And every drawing should help the audience feel that power. But movement isn't only about going up. It's also about coming back down. Gravity always wins. And that's where another mistake appears. Many beginners make their characters land and stop immediately. But real bodies don't stop like that. They absorb the impact. The knees bend. The body compresses. The weight settles. That tiny moment is what makes a landing feel heavy instead of fake. Now look at the path of the movement. Nature almost never moves in perfectly straight lines. A jump follows an arc. A hand swings in an arc. Even a simple head turn follows a curve. Those invisible curves make movement feel natural. Remove them, and everything begins to look robotic. But even after the main action is finished, the animation isn't over. The body is still reacting. The balance is still recovering. That final reaction is called follow-through. It's the reason a character feels like it has real weight, instead of feeling like a machine that suddenly stops. When all of these principles work together, anticipation, weight, arcs, and follow-through, your drawings stop feeling like separate pictures. They become one continuous movement. And that's the moment when an animation finally begins to feel alive. Now let's build one from scratch. So, does more FPS automatically make your animation smoother? Not necessarily. Smooth animation comes from understanding movement, spacing, easing, anticipation, weight, arcs, and follow-through. Master those, and even a simple animation can feel alive. If this video helped you understand animation a little better, leave a like and subscribe for the next episode, because there's always more to learn. And sometimes, the smallest movement makes the biggest difference. Huh.